Coming up, the fight to save Iowa City history goes on.
And Scene, an executive producer, comes to the University of Iowa.
A unique way Iowa City raises money for the Children's Hospital.
Fall is arriving and the sun is shining. I'll have your full forecast coming up in weather.
All that and more coming up right now on DITV. Good morning from Iowa City. It is Wednesday, October 8th. I'm Linda Locco.
And I'm Kenna Murtis.
And the third member of our team, Avery Evans, is live outside to tell us today's weather story.
Avery, it was feeling like summer for too long. Are we sticking around for those fall temps?
Well, Linda and Kenna, fall is falling. I am currently standing outside the Adler Journalism Building where it is 44 degrees outside, and these temperatures are finally starting to feel like fall. Taking a look out on the Pentacrest, it's going to reach a high in the upper 60s, the perfect temp to wear a sweater while walking class. Tonight, temps will drop down to a low 40s with some slight wind. Tomorrow, temperatures will reach a high in the low 70s with sun. Not too warm, but not too chilly either. After these past few weeks of nothing but heat, I'm glad we're finally starting to get some cooler weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Another day, another battle to preserve Iowa City past. Today, people are back outside in Iowa City building to document losing pieces of history.
DITV Liz Schultz joins us live outside the State Historical Society, where artifacts are being moved outside of the building.
Well, and Kenna, what's going on behind me is continuing to upset community members here, like Clara Reinen, who joins us this morning. Clara, you are against them removing the archives from this building. Can you just tell me how you've been feeling?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been really shocking to see the way that materials have been beginning to be moved without really much care or proper handling. I have my master's degree in library and information sciences, and a massive part of what we learn is how to care for materials properly. So much so, in fact, that there are entire degrees you could take outside of library science about how to care for materials. So something that's been upsetting for me is just seeing the way that these materials are being moved without much regard for their value, both like monetary, of course, but then also like cultural value and value to people in the state of Iowa, value to indigenous communities, all of that sort of stuff.
And can you walk us through what's been going on the past couple of days here?
Yeah, so on Monday morning we were here because we knew they were going to begin to start to move the archives. We came on Monday morning, there were a few state troopers here urging us to stay on the sidewalk where we couldn't really see what was going on. Monday was mostly moving in equipment, and we expected today to be the next day that they were here, beginning to move things out, but they actually were here yesterday as well. So it seems like perhaps they were adjusting their schedule a bit based on when they knew there would be pushed back. So at this point, as far as I know, they're beginning to move newspapers and I believe microfilm.
Well, thank you, Clara. And the Daily Iron will continue to update you on what's going on following a hearing October 14th with an Iowa judge to know whether or not they'll be able to continue removing these arcades. Back to you.
The Iowa City government is announcing a new plan for community improvement. The Building Change Grant program and to aim renew areas downtown Northside Marketplace, Riverfront Crossing, and Towncrest Urban Renewal Area. The program will help existing buildings improve their economic viability, sustainability, and aesthetics. Grant money can go to materials, equipment, construction, labor, and more. Applications for the grant will close on November 17th.
Some local Iowa franchises are getting sued by Popeye's Louisiana Chicken. Locations in Coralville, Cedar Rapids, Waterloo, Dubuque, and Des Moines operated underneath the restaurant name even after franchise agreements were terminated. Popeye said Asif Pujani is the owner of these Iowa franchise failed to run the restaurants according to standards. Popeye wants the court order to keep them from operating chicken restaurants in a 10-mile radius of Popeye's restaurant for 2 years.
Heartbreaking news out of Des Moines this week.
And that's why we have DITV Carr Smith live in the newsroom to give us an update on the Iowa politicians that are coping with the death of an Iowa legislator.
Yeah, Kenna, Linda, Iowa leaders are sending their thoughts and condolences for former Iowa Senator Claire Kelsey. Kelsey passed away on Monday at the age of 59 after a stint spent in hospice due to ongoing health concerns. Governor Kim Reynolds is now forced to hold a special election to fulfill her position. And Kelsey is the third Iowa representative to pass away in the past year, following the steps of Martin Graber and Rocky DeWitt. We will continue with updates on the special election as it continues. And in other news, Iowa representatives are refusing to hold a town hall. Republican Representative Marionette Miller Meeks from District 1 has not yet held any in-person town hall meetings for months, which she had promised. In a meeting with Johnson County Republicans, she was heard stating that she would host town halls, quote, when hell freezes over, unquote. National Republican Congressional Committee Chairman Representative Richard Hudson also advised against town halls after strong GOP's spending cuts burst into view at some town halls this spring. Miller Meeks maintained that she already engages with residents enough through phone town halls and public events. Hesitation to participate in public forums could be a possible political disadvantage as she represents a swing district. We'll be sure to keep you guys updated with more politics as they come in, but for now, back to you guys at the desk.
If you want to support more local businesses, today is your day. It's Shop Iowa Day. It's a statewide online marketplace featuring products from all of Iowa's 99 counties. It's powered through the Iowa Economic Development Authority. The goal? To encourage people to shop local. This year's event will feature several promotions, including 30% off coupons, social media giveaways, discounts, and free shipping from select sellers. Early access begins 6 p.m. yesterday for subscribers, but don't worry, deals will continue through 11:59 tonight.
As the school year settles in, students are also getting settled into their brand new apartments. Replay Iowa City opened this year and is the most recent addition to student housing for Iowa students. Located on Riverside Drive, Replay has amenities like 24-hour fitness center, outdoor pool, and social lounges. That's one of the reasons why students are so excited about Replay.
There's a lot of great amenities here. Pool's nice, lobby's nice, there's a golf simulator, that's really cool. And the staff's just been really helpful so far with the first month that I've been here, and just any questions that I've had, they've been really great about that.
Apartment comes fully furnished, so most residents don't have to bring in furniture. And with the size of the room, some residents are excited to show their friends their new pad on campus.
So my room's really big, there's a lot of space, a lot of room to have people over and hang out. It's also really campus, so walking's not very bad.
Replay 2026 leasing application has already opened, and they hope to bring in more students to the building over the next few years. Last Wednesday, students had the opportunity to preview an upcoming Peacock original series and speak to show's creators. DITV Kate Vernon has the full story.
Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy is a limited original series that will premiere on Peacock this October. However, students got the chance to preview the show and speak with the executive producer and writer and showrunner. This gave students a glimpse of what life in the film industry can look like and what opportunities are available to them.
Seeing like different producers, screenwriters, and just different people in the industry gives us different insights to like what we can do.
Not only do these events benefit students, but they also benefit the filmmakers and producers.
I'm privileged to have the chance to listen to many, many different voices, and all of that seeps in to your storytelling genes, as it were.
These events also help educate students about the lifestyle of a filmmaker and what they may experience once they enter this field.
Those are some of the most important things I think students can get out of these talks, is like the reality of what the industry is like, and if that's something that they want for themselves.
John Wayne Gacy, Devil in Disguise will be available to stream on October 16th. Kate Vernon, DITV.
Well, coming up later, updates on the status of a couple Iowa football stars, how the bye week actually benefited the Children's Hospital, and a look at the makeup of Iowa soccer, all after the break.
Stories occur every day, and here at DITV, we've got you covered with up-to-date news and politics.
We are anxiously waiting for those votes for not only the national election, but here in District 1.
Community members protest and stand for science.
Keeping highlights and scores with Hawkeye Sports.
Advancing to the quarterfinals, Iowa looks to boost their overall placement and their way into the semis.
It's Iowa's second road win of the season, first since September 21st.
And of course, all the latest in entertainment.
Sit back, relax, and here's the word on the street.
I'm here at the Alan McVeigh Theater, where a unique performance.
Here at DITV, we've got a crew bringing you all the stories from across the nation and right here in your backyard.
From the Iowa State Fair.
In Nashville, Tennessee.
From downtown Iowa City. From Carver Hawkeye Arena.
And bringing all the coverage straight to you live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Around the University of Iowa and Iowa City community, we have the stories that matter to you here at DITV.
Welcome back to DITV on Wednesday morning.
Let's take a look back outside with Avery for the forecast for the week ahead.
Thanks, you guys. It looks like we'll warm up a bit later this week, so let's dive into the rest of this week's forecast. On Friday, we'll start off with cloudy skies, but we'll get a glimpse on the sun later in the afternoon with temps reaching the low 70s. This weekend, Saturday looks to be in the low 70s as well, with partly cloudy skies in the area. On Sunday, it will be cloudy, but the weather will be warm with temps in the high 70s. Monday will also be cloudy with a slight chance of rain, but we'll keep up the trend of high 70s weather. Finally, on Tuesday, it will stick to the high 70s with cloudy skies. I'm hoping this weather will continue to stay nice so I can plan plenty of fall activities. For now, back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks for that, Avery. And Kenna, since it's like fall, I'm really hoping to watch sports indoors.
Yeah, as it's getting colder out, Colin, can you tell us what's coming up this week?
Well, unfortunately for a lot of fans, they're going to keep their outdoor sports, soccer, football, they're staying out in the cold, but Kinnick Stadium, while it's normally filled despite the cold weathers with football, fans on Saturday took part in a different type of gameplay. DITV's Elise Gran and Grace Lathrop was at Kinnick Stadium to take a dive into what was going on in their gameplay.
Man, Elise, you got me again.
Well, yeah, Grace, I am dominating you in college football right now, but there's a lot of other gaming going on.
That's right, Elise and I are here at Kinnick Stadium for the annual Stead Family Children's Hospital Gaming Charity Challenge. Games, food, and fun. Kinnick Stadium was filled with competitive gaming on Saturday, all for a common cause, the Stead Family Children's Hospital.
Seeing people that maybe wouldn't have engaged with our hospital and our mission if it wasn't for the video game community has been really awesome.
Gamers paid a registration fee to play and participated in a bracket-style tournament. All the funds went right back to the 12th floor of the hospital. Participants could also raise extra money to earn incentives like locker room tours and field access.
I like how I get to be on a football field for like the first time.
Yeah, it's really cool.
For these girls, having a personal tie to the hospital encouraged them to raise even more money, working together all for the same cause.
My cousin Lila was in the children's hospital. They said that they took really good care of her in there.
Inside the stadium, the reigning champion Herbie Cantrell gears up to take on another year of gaming.
It's pretty fun. I was excited to win and come back to try to defend the title. I was a lot more nervous last year than I am this year.
Cantrell is eager to help out kids in need, saying being a father is what inspired him to participate in the tournament.
Be thankful for being healthy and try to contribute to society, especially if you can help kids or other people.
Now, Elise, we got to learn a lot about the ins and outs of this event, but we also got to look into some of the deeper aspects.
Yeah, Grace, we got to learn about a very special guest here at this event.
Cooper Estenson lived a normal life up until the age of 9 when everything shifted.
When I was 9, I was diagnosed with leukemia. I battled it for 2 years, and then when I was about to ring the bell in April, I was diagnosed with lymphoma.
Cooper was an Iowa Kid captain in 2023 in the midst of his cancer journey. Then, 3 years after his original diagnosis and 2 days after his 12th birthday, Cooper was able to ring the bell.
Just the resilience that you have to go through that, like I can't even imagine what that experience is like, and the strength that family has to go through that, and to use that story to come and do good things like this and to raise awareness and do fundraising efforts for the hospital. It's just really, really special.
football.
While in the hospital, Cooper relied on TikTok as a distraction, discovering a specific streamer who would end up changing his life.
Cooper would come into my TikTok chats that I used to stream, and he would always say, "Brew, you know, how's it going?"
The first time they hosted this, which was last year, he was here and I met him for the first time in person.
Brian's streams lifted Cooper's spirits and gave him a laugh when he needed it most. The two continued to stay in touch, playing and talking about video games. After meeting Cooper, Brian gained a deeper appreciation for the charity challenge and the benefits it has on the Stead Family Children's Hospital.
To hear Cooper's story, it just kind of, I don't know, it makes your heart sad and then super happy with how far he's come, and that this can help, you know, all those kids that are going through the same things.
Well, lots of great memories being made here at Kinnick today.
Yeah, a great event for an even better cause.
From Kinnick Stadium, Elise Gann
And Grace Lathrop, DITV.
You want to keep going?
Let's go.
Well, Kinnick won't be packed this weekend either, but Iowa football will be back on the field. Fans, pack your bags. Iowa football is going camping at Camp Randall, but the question still remains, will they have their camp leader? Mark Gronowski went down with an injury against Indiana, but is still listed as QB1 on the depth chart this week. Head coach Kirk Ferentz gave an update on his status.
Regarding Mark, you know, so far so good. It's been, you know, encouraging, certainly. He's gotten some good work in. A week ago, wasn't so optimistic, but we'll just take it as it goes this week.
It isn't just Gronowski who looks probable for the camping trip. Reinforcements may be called, and wide receiver Reese Vandersee can make an appearance for the first time all season. Last year, he was like a slippery salamander, but this year he's been battling back from injury. It would be great to have him back in the receiving corps, as he had 176 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns as a freshman.
Positive side, looks like Vanderzee's going to have a chance to get back. I'm not expecting him to light the world on fire this week if he does play.
Well, the expectations for the Iowa soccer team have been sky high following a record-setting season last year. DITV's Ryan Paris has a look at each position group and how they blend together to create harmony on the pitch.
In this first part of 2, we'll take a look at the backbone of the Iowa soccer team, the goalkeepers and defenders. While much of the team is made up of veterans who were in the program last year, one key position group the Hawks have fresh faces at this year is goalkeeper. That hasn't been the case in previous years, but after longtime goalie Macy Enneking graduated, one of the most intriguing storylines for the team this season was who the starting goalkeeper would be. And as the seasons progressed, that responsibility has evolved into a timeshare between graduate student Taylor Kane and sophomore Fernanda Mayrink.
I think being a vocal leader is one of the most important things of being a goalkeeper. Being able to see the whole field and organize the team in front of me is really something that I like to take advantage of.
Having 2 capable keepers has allowed Deani to play matchups, and this season the Hawkeyes are conceding well under a goal per game.
Taylor's a bit more of a shot stopper and certainly directing and leadership and communication out of the back. Fernanda's very comfortable with her feet. And can play under a bit of duress and stress.
With Kane in goal, the Hawks are 6-0 with 4 shutouts, and Mayrink's 2-2-3 record comes alongside facing more Big Ten opponents. And while the goalkeeping room is relatively inexperienced when it comes to in-game action, the defensive line in front of them has a ton of experience and leadership to lean on. Iowa's starting defense, made up of grad students Maya Schuler and Price Leposer, as well as junior Millie Greer, have been a lockdown trio at the back, but they've also been involved in the attack quite frequently.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's 100% part of the game plan, but it definitely is a good bonus when you can get up there and get it play on.
Altogether, the defenders have 3 goals and 3 assists between them, their versatility being just one aspect that makes the team even more dangerous.
Our team's very gritty. We call ourselves blue collar. We will fight for anything. We fight for 90 minutes. You can kind of see that in some of the goals we've scored.
It goes beyond our 3 captains. It goes to a culture group of 8 or 9 people, and then it bleeds down.
There's no mistaking what the culture is for the Iowa soccer team. Every day they come into practice, they see it written on this sign right behind me, and it's translated to wins on game day. From the Iowa Soccer Complex, Ryan Paris, DITV Sports.
Well, Ryan, that culture is pretty obvious when you look at their record so far this year. They're now ranked 7th in the country. That's the highest record in program history for them.
That's so true, and lucky for me, I am such a big soccer fan, but sadly, I couldn't play soccer because soccer injury, tore my ACL, you guys.
I mean, I'm really excited to see what they have for the rest of them for this season.
Should be pretty exciting looking forward.
And thank you for calling, and thank you for joining us online or listening to KURI 87.FM.
We're here live from Iowa City every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 8:30 a.m. online and anytime at theDailyIowan.com.
For all of us at DITV, we'll see you again on Friday morning right here on DITV.
And stay tuned for DITV's Arts and Culture Word on the Street coming up next.
This time on Word on the Street, a record-breaking album has dropped.
Beer, food, and fun return to a local town this weekend.
So sit back,
relax, and here's the Word on the Street.
Welcome back to another episode of Word on the Street.
We are here every week to give you your full entertainment and arts rundown. Now, last week, Hawkeye football had a bye week, and so did we, but let's jump right into the Swifties, starting with the Swifties.
Yeah, that's right, Hannah. We're so sorry we weren't on your screens last week, but we're going to start off with a bang with Taylor Swift's new album. The Life of a Showgirl has dropped, and man, is it making an impact.
Yes, this is Taylor's 12th studio album, and it talks mainly about themes like fame, spotlight, and the behind-the-curtain aspect of show business. And yes, there are a few nods to Travis Kelce, obviously, on the album, so you'll just have to listen and see what you can find in those Easter eggs.
Yeah, absolutely. And fans lined up at Target on Friday morning to secure a physical copy of the new album. Over 500 Target stores actually opened on midnight to sell the album, and a lot of stores even had a sign saying that only 4 albums per person can be bought due to the album's popularity.
Now, for some incredible stats about the album, it was the most pre-saved album in Spotify history with 6 million fans pre-saving. It was also the most streamed album in a single day so far this year on Spotify, all in just 11 hours. And on top of all of this, the lead song on the album, The Fate of Ophelia, set a record for the most streams in a single day by a song on Spotify. And this album also averaged around 20.8 million streams per track globally just on its first day.
Yeah, I really liked this album. The stats kind of spoke for itself, but honestly, like, she has not fizzled out at all. If anything, she's doing even better than before.
Yeah.
So I am just really, really proud of her and her entire team because this was so incredible and she really did a great job. I loved the whole theme.
And it was a very different album. Like, we just came out of Tortured Poets Department, which was very like poetic. It was a super long album and very like lyric focused. And this is a complete 180. This reminds me a little bit more of like the 1989 Reputation era, and she uses those producers, Max Martin and Shellback, who produced those albums for her, and kind of goes back to them for this project. But I really do enjoy how it is like the glitz and glam of being a showgirl, and it makes sense. Like, it's her 12th album for her birthday month, number 12, and 12 songs. So I don't think it's my favorite album yet. We'll see. I didn't like Tortured Poets when it first came out, and when I gave it another listen, it became like one of my top favorites. But there are definitely a lot of songs on this that are going to be huge bangers. I can see like really getting a lot of attention, but some of them I'm just like, I don't know how to feel.
Yeah, I think for me, I like the more fun albums, and like personally, I wasn't a huge fan of the Tortured Poets Department.
Oh, okay.
But I love how this one's just more like fun and light. But yeah, we will have to see. I feel like I also liked this one was shorter.
Yeah,
I thought
me too.
The last one dragged on for a little bit. It was like really long. And all of these songs I really liked.
It is getting some hate though. Some people are saying it's her worst album so far, which is kind of a lot with these like stats coming out and super highly anticipated. If this is what the fans are saying, it's not too good, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and along with dropping this new album, she also released a music video on October 5th for the song The Fate of Ophelia, which she wrote and directed entirely herself. It premiered first in the movie theaters, where fans could go and see a whole film about the album. It dropped on YouTube on October 5th. It basically takes us on a journey of what it's like being a showgirl, while also invoking some classic moments from the Shakespeare story about Ophelia.
Yeah, and the video even has a little nod towards the famous painting Ophelia and shows Taylor posing in the live painting. And my family actually got to see this film like the day it came out. I was super jealous. They were sending me pictures and everything. But they were saying how cool it was to see the behind the scenes of making this video and just the behind the scenes of the album and the inspirations that went into it. And fans really love when artists do this. It brings them more down to earth. It makes you feel more of a connection with them. So I think that this film that she released was like perfect for this theme of the album, like a showgirl. And I think people loved it.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen it yet because it was totally sold out in Iowa City, which is so annoying. But I'm really hoping they'll add it to Disney Plus because I know they have the Eras Tour show on there. So yeah, I feel like she overall was like, I mean, obviously she's successful, like in everything she releases. So I don't think there's any question there, and I'm just kind of excited to see where this album goes.
Me too. But next, we have some big news coming from the NFL. Bad Bunny will be performing at the Super Bowl halftime show.
I am so excited about this because actually last year I saw him perform in a subway station in New York when he was on Jimmy Fallon. So ever since, I've been a Bad Bunny fan through and through.
Yeah, I mean, this is just crazy. Like, you actually got to see him live, like at the subway in New York. Like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I know. The video, there's so many people there, but this is what I have. You can kind of see him. He's in disguise. It was on and there's Jimmy Fallon on the screen too. So yeah, but Bad Bunny's had some great hits, all of which are primarily recorded in Spanish. However, despite English not being his first language, he continues to bring this different culture and different backgrounds together through his incredible music.
Yeah, and he's been on Jimmy Fallon and SNL a number of times, and he's even hosted the show once with him, and is also hosted SNL recently. And he was in the Happy Gilmore 2 movie, which he was so good in and so funny. I think he has such a great sense of humor, and this announcement of the Super Bowl isn't surprising to me. He's had a great year, but he will be the first non-English speaking artist to like his Super Bowl show will be the first non-English Super Bowl ever.
Yeah, and that's why this performance is way more than just music. It's truly a moment of cultural representation. Bad Bunny is originally from Puerto Rico, and he is always invoking that Latin heritage just across the globe.
Yes, however, he avoided performing his world tour in the United States recently due to ICE raids. So this Super Bowl performance will be the first time we've seen him performing in the U.S. in a long time. And now that he is in the U.S., people are saying it's kind of a political statement of him being here and performing at the Super Bowl. And now because of that, they are saying that ICE will now be patrolling outside the Super Bowl because of him performing there. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know why there's so much controversy and drama around that. So we'll just, hopefully it all fizzles down and we just get to focus on the performance of Bad Bunny because he's amazing.
Yeah, I know President Trump was definitely unhappy about this decision. But one thing that is really cool about Bad Bunny too, which of course besides the whole seeing him in the subway station, when I was abroad this summer, he was easily the most popular artist in Europe, no matter what country we went to. It was all Bad Bunny. The other kids in my group were like obsessed with him, but also just everyone knew him. Like we were in all different places, not Spanish-speaking countries, and he was the only consistent artist. So I just think that's really cool. And you know, right now he has over 107 billion streams on Spotify and has 66 million followers as well.
Yeah, and he's won 3 Grammys so far, but I have a feeling there are many more to come. And he also broke the Latin Billboard Award record for having 27 nominations this year, which is the most ever for a single artist in one year. Now, we do know that President Trump was not a fan of this choice for the halftime show, and one of the advisors to the Department of Homeland Security has already said that ICE will be patrolling the Super Bowl, but I'm just kind of interested to see what happens.
Yeah, I am too. I hope it kind of all stays, you know, nothing too crazy happens. I know that personally, I know that he's quite entertaining, so I'm really just excited to see what he has in store.
Oh yeah, definitely. But now moving right along, Grace, I heard you had a really fun weekend.
I sure did. I got to go down to the Amana Colonies to cover their annual Oktoberfest event, and I had a great time. And this year marked their 60th anniversary of hosting this event, and you could really feel the love for Oktoberfest when I was there. I talked to so many attendees who said that they don't just come for the beer or for the brats, but more so to reconnect with old friends, and many who have actually literally met at Oktoberfest years ago. So people also wore traditional outfits and said that the German culture in Amana is really important to preserve because the colonies were originally settled by German immigrants. So Oktoberfest means a whole lot more to this town and their culture, and one of my favorite parts of the event was seeing people come together over great music and food while also cherishing the German influence of Oktoberfest by really just relishing in the traditional polka music and partaking in German activities.
To catch the full episode, go to thedailyiowan.com or the YouTube page.